to Belladonna. My name is Paradoxical Intention, but y'all call me Paradoxy. So last episode, we woke up Belladonna, this lovely, lovely lady, from her slumber, and we found out that her mechanism is in her back, where she can't reach it because the doctor was enough of an asshole to make it so not only did he murder her and turn her into a soulless, mindless automaton, but he also made it so she can't even turn her own winder, so she can't actually wind herself up. Like, how messed up is that? But we found out that Belladonna murdered her husband and then brought us back to life, and we are Clara, the maid that was in the previous journal entries. And now, so she wants us to go and find some stuff so she can bring someone else back to life. She's going to take the doctor's body. She fucked up his head something fierce, and I don't blame her. But we're going to take the doctor's body and her grandmother's head, this lady's head, and make something else. And I think we're going to put her dead child's brain in there as well. So, okay, let's go down to the basement and get the brain. We also needed some clockwork bits, which I think we're going to have to use this for. And we also need to go down to the basement because that's how we get to the mausoleum where the grandmother's head is, I believe. So we're going to head all the way down here to our good friend Roland, the statue of armor. Nope, come down here. Okay, let's look at Roland.
Belladonna was right. There is a secret.
So let's go get the brain first. The
body of a deranged murderer, the decomposed head of an old lady, the brain of a small
No
child.
kidding.
How could this
So do we have a
possibly go wrong?
brain now? We do. We have a brain now. Well, can we go down the secret entrance?
It's too dark down there.
Okay,
I
so
won't see
use
my
the
hands in
lantern
front
that
of
we
me
picked up
unless I
earlier.
light the crypt up first.
Oh, come on!
I can't just drop the lantern into the hole. It's gonna break when it hits the
Let's
bottom.
combine it with the rope,
If there is a bottom.
and then put this down
I'll
the hole.
just tie this rope to the lantern. Yes.
Thank you,
I
Roland.
can lower the lantern into the hole. Amazing. I must be directly
journal
underneath
page.
the
I think this is the
mausoleum
last one.
cemetery. I can't believe it.
Ooh.
It's another letter. How did it
Clara
end up down
Stiber. After insistent probing from my lady Belladonna, I too take to the pen coming evening. The scribbling does not come as readily for me as it does for her, yet I do most certainly see the appeal in the activity. So much has happened in my life late, and my brain is overflowing with joy and secrets and disorder, and if I managed to write down a map of but a fraction of it all, that would be an enormous relief. Verily, it all centers around Belladonna, this queen regent of the castle who has turned her benevolent face towards me, and thus filled my person with happiness I previously thought unimaginable. I still remember the first time I saw her standing next to her husband when I took up work in the household, and I remember how she seemed to me to glow. The two of them lost a child shortly after that, and the tragedy would linger in the castle for a long time. All the other servants started to leave one by one, but as much as I wanted to, I found myself unable. I kept postponing my departure with each new day, and I found myself dancing around Belladonna's flame, drawn to it as strongly as I'd been from that first glance. By the time she finally recovered from her melancholy, I was the only one left in the castle, and it was at this time that the miracle happened. Belladonna saw me in a new way. This tempestuous affair, galloping and world-shaking, and yet so quiet, so hidden. The castle was ours to rule as we pleased, but only as long as we did not arouse the suspicion of the grave-robbing goblin in the basement. It is as if I had stepped into one of the fairy stories my grandmother used to tell. But Nana's stories always ended with someone losing their head or being eaten alive. Foreshadowing. Though seemingly everlasting this bliss of ours, a seed of doubt is growing in my heart. Belladonna is married after all, and who am I to break their wedlock? Theirs is not a happy union, true, but I am seducing my love to break her vows and soil her soul, and what wretched ruin that will bring upon us. For a long while Belladonna was all I had dreamed about, my queen and goddess, and my deepest wish was for her to let me into her life and let me worship her. I thought I would give up anything for that, but now I am here. I wonder if I had sacrificed too much. Belladonna comes from high society, and she doesn't realize just how much she takes for granted. It is still clear who is the lady and who is the servant. Can I keep on living like this? Or will I have to do the unthinkable and leave her? I made Belladonna promise not to read anything I wrote, and looking at what I had just put down in the ink, and the weight of that promise is clear. I have forged into words thoughts I did not know I had, and it is vital that these pages remain secluded from prying eyes. Secrets upon secrets! I shall hide this letter inside the old armor in the basement, whom I call Roland the Bard, where I doubt anyone will find it. I'm descending into that dungeon as soon as I'm done here, and I'll hide this note on my way, as the master has asked me to fetch for him a certain plant from the greenhouse. As strange as this whole situation is, I must still obey his requests, if only to keep up appearances. He made her go get the plant he fucking poisoned her with? That is... goddamn. Okay, so we have all the journals now, so at least that part's over. In case anybody was getting sick of that.
Here's Francisca's coffin, but the lid is much too heavy for me to lift. Maybe I could break it open.
Well, why don't we just use this massive
I'll need
candlestick?
some sort of big hammer or mace for that.
Ew.
The things one does for love. You look very peaceful, but I do so need your head. How shall I remove it?
So we're gonna have to go back upstairs.
With some surgical tool from the laboratory, perhaps?
Oh, Belladonna must already be in here then. Yep, there's the doctor. Toolbox?
The toolbox is empty.
Do we have a saw or anything? Oh, you've already taken care of his head. Goodness.
Welcome
have
to
the
the
brain.
Lab of Horrors.
I have the brain.
Well done. Please give it to me.
I found something else in the crypt. Another note. One I'd written myself when I was alive. I think we need to talk.
What is the matter, dear?
It's just... forget it. It doesn't matter. Let's focus on
No,
what
no,
we're
this
doing.
is important, Clara.
Yes, let's get this creation moving.
I haven't gotten hold of a human head yet.
But you did manage to get into the crypt. If you are having trouble separating the head from the neck, I'm sure you can find some sort of instrument for precisely that down here in the laboratory.
I'm still looking for clockwork parts.
I don't care about timekeeping anymore. You can destroy any clock you find in the castle and not think twice about it.
So,
I'll get going.
toolbox is empty. Go on experiments. I don't see like a tool or anything. There should be something here. Ah, here we go. Really?
Ooh, surgical
Ooh,
tools.
shiny.
Shiny.
Well, let's go head back down and get the head. Show bone saw on Francisca Canosa.
Now to carefully remove the head.
Yeah,
It's
it looks
remarkably
worse.
well preserved. Another angel. Are you the third sibling? What did you do to get put down here?
Back upstairs,
Is
and
your
let's
name
go
Gwendolyn?
take apart the clock. 'Cause that's next on the list. Do 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 do. Doing some Frankenstein nonsense, calling in the lab. Come on. Okay, so let's go up to the clock. So I think that's the only clock I've actually seen in the house. This house seems remarkably small for being a castle. I think it's just because we maybe haven't...
I see a lot of mechanical parts in there.
I was thinking
We need to get them out
there aren't a
somehow.
lot of rooms in this castle. for being a castle, but maybe there's like some other things we haven't seen yet.
This faithful screwdriver will do the trick. Time to turn this old clock into
Clockwork.
a slightly
Anything else we need? I
peculiar
don't think we need to do
wardrobe.
anything else. So let's head down to the lab and get this show on the road. I'm gonna drink some coffee though. The cat's down here on the floor. It's my roommate's cat. It's not my cat, but Tabby. Tabby. Do you want me to open the door for you? You're just gonna sit down on the floor. It's okay. She's just gonna sit down on the floor, but that's okay. She's adorable that way. Come on. I'm going downstairs to the laboratory and gonna create an abomination, an unholy abomination. Talk to our darling dearest and give her all the other things she needs.
I have Francesca's head.
Well done. Just give it to me and I will attach it to the neck.
I took some parts from the old clock.
Well done. Let me put them into the creation.
I'll get going.
And now the head.
Thank
Ew.
you, dear. Thank you, dear.
Don't you worry, little pile of flesh and bones. We'll soon have you up and walking again.
Thank you, dear. The creation is complete. All we need to do now is force life into these dead limbs. That big switch on the wall initiates the procedure.
Yay!
Will you
I
rub
get to
the
flip
arm
the
right
switch!
Gladly.
Yeah,
The time has
I really
come.
did.
I've wanted to pull this thing since the first time I saw it.
Oh, my frame rate dropped again. It's alive!
It's alive.
Oh, wow. Oh, the end. So we went on to create a big army of undead people. Nice. With Belladonna as our queen, of course. And like, some of these are mechanical, but then some of these are obviously created with, like, electricity, and that's really, really neat. I like the designs of these. These are cool. But, oh, look, we even brought the kitty back to life. Oh, good, faithful kitty. I'm very sorry I had to poison you, but I'm very sorry. So anyway, that's the end of Belladonna. I think that's a great end. We have a bisexual woman and her lesbian lover creating an army of Frankenstein-esque monsters to take over their own little corner of the world. I think that's a good ending. I imagine, like, this one is Lucas. Yeah. So yeah, that's the end. Yay! But yeah. So, oh, do I have to click? I have to keep clicking. Oh, that was a very short credit sequence, actually. So that was Belladonna. If you guys want to play it, I pretty much played through the entirety of it. There aren't any secrets or Easter eggs that I know of. But I highly recommend you go and support the developers. This game is really good. It's very story heavy, but it's really good. If you're into that sort of thing. But yeah. So, I enjoyed it. And hey, like I said, I am completely here for bisexual women and their lesbian lovers creating an army of Frankenstein-esque monsters to take over the world. It's just something I'm into. So I'll see you guys in the next game. So in the meantime, have fun, good game, and bye!